It's easy to believe that the next camera release is going to make you a better photographer, but it won't. Cameras at their core are just light-proof boxes. Without you, it's nothing more than a paperweight. The photographer creates. The camera just takes. In this video, we're going to run through 5 next level steps that are going to improve your photography far more than any new camera release will ever do. Cameras do not see light the way that we do. They can't discern emotion and they do not understand intent. Cameras need photographers. Our role as photographers is not just to expose, but to feel light. It's our job to observe how light wraps, how it cuts, how it shifts the scene from flat to alive. And through that observation, feel how the light fall affects our interpretation of the scene. It's through this that we create extraordinary rather than mundane. Cameras are programmed to see the grey, literally. It takes the photographer to feel the light. And that's why seeing the light is such an important step as photographers. Every frame is full of decisions that our cameras cannot make. Where we stand, what focal length we use, what we include, what we leave out, they're all decisions that shape how the viewer perceives the final image. None of these can be overcome by the latest technical specs. There's plenty of compositional rules that provide a really healthy starting point for our frames. But sometimes we need to break through these rules to create something that's uniquely us. What matters more than any fixed approach, though, is that the frame reflects how we see the scene. It's our eye, our viewpoint, our intention as photographers. So every time you press the shutter, take a second and ask yourself, what if I moved? What if I changed the focal length? What if I excluded something from the frame? Because exploring these options can create something very different to what you originally had in mind. And that isn't something that any camera can do. Whilst modern cameras might be able to fire hundreds of frames per minute, they can't actually tell us which one matters. It was Cartier-Bresson who coined the term decisive moment. And he wasn't talking about spraying and praying. He was talking about a photographer's ability to anticipate, to notice important moments hidden within the flow of life. But that anticipation has to be learned. So a gesture, a glance, a subtle shift in the scene. These are moments that a photographer has to develop an expectation of. And we do that by watching, by waiting, by observing. And so next time you shoot, think less about the volume of shots that you get in. I think a little bit more about the quality of the shot that you get in. Pay more attention to what's going on around you, because it's that observation that trains your photographic eye. And ultimately, that's going to teach you how to spot the decisive moment. Producing technically proficient images is like level 1 of photography. Sharp focus, perfect exposure, huge dynamic range. They're just there to ease the viewer into the image, nothing more. What people truly connect with are images that carry meaning, that make them feel something. Frames with a story inside, waiting to be noticed. Now, story is something difficult to grasp in photography. 2D images don't have a start, middle, and an end. It's more of a metaphorical meaning. How an image can suggest or evoke narrative within the viewer. It's a story that's implied. But the starting point for the story is in you, the photographer, which isn't something a camera can do. How you tell the story is up to you as the artist. And the more that you can tell a story about what the image means to you, the more likely it is that the image will evoke narrative within the viewer. So whenever you shoot, ask, what am I really trying to say here? What am I trying to draw attention to? What's the story that I can see in the scene? Because your answers should impact every single choice within your frame. Hopefully we're discovering that cameras are not the engine behind every great photograph. Curiosity is. Being curious drives photographers to try new angles, to wander streets they've walked past 100 times, or to notice details in the landscape that others overlook. The more photographers lean into curiosity, the more their work evolves, and the more their unique perspectives on the world emerge. Allowing time for curiosity allows us to see the world differently, to see photographic opportunities that others haven't, to encourage experimentation and test new perspectives. Every step that we've talked about in this video integrates into each of the other steps, and all of them require us to have curiosity. So the more we ask, what if, the more we grow as photographers and artists. It feels like we're constantly being fed the line that photography greatness is only a purchase away. But the real asset we need is time. Photography is a journey, one that requires patience, doesn't have a finish line, and there aren't any winners. It's a lifetime of learning and evolving and enjoying. So embrace it rather than try to cheat it. Mistakes, missteps, and imperfect frames, they're all part of the photography journey. And your eye, your style, and your voice all take time to develop. So forget 5 quick wins to be the greatest photographer in the world. It doesn't exist. Give yourself space to learn. Keep shooting, keep exploring, and one day, in time, you'll realize that being patient, it paid off.